Hello learners, in this lecture we will see how the orientation of this column has to be done. So what I'm going to do, I'll select all the columns, I'll click on all stories in this way, and now I'll go to option called assign, and there's option called frame, and in the frame there's option called local axis. I'll click on that. Right now it is 0. I'll make it as 90 degree. If it was 90, then I would have done 0 degree here, and I'll say apply to this. Okay, okay, it's not done. Yeah, it's done, right? Yeah, you can see all the orientation has changed. Close it now, and this is how that orientation is changed. So you can see something green and a blue color. If you don't want to see that, click on this. It's a show undeformed shape. Everything will be vanished. Yeah, right. Now we'll try to see how to decide the beam. Now again, I'll take you to the AutoCAD planning. We'll go to that AutoCAD. Now wherever we have walls, we need to put the beams, right? Wherever we have walls, we need to put the beams. Now quickly, I'll try to tell you how the framing has to be done. We have a wall here, so I need a beam in this part, right? Similarly, I have a wall here. This is the outer wall, which is a 9 inch. That means I need to put a beam here on this column to column. Similarly, I have a wall here, so I need to put a beam here as well. Similarly, I have a wall here, so again I need to put a beam on this. Again, I have a wall here, right, in this portion. That means again I want to put a beam here and here. Similarly, try to do it on this side also. I need to put beam here as well. Similarly, if you come to the inner part, so this is a partition wall what I have, because here I have a kitchen, I have a bedroom here. That means since I'm resting a wall here, so I want this wall to be rested on a beam. So I'll be putting another beam in this direction, right? Now in the same way, we can see a wall here. This is also a wall. It's also a partition wall. Here also we have a partition wall. So what I'm going to do, I'll be putting a wall in this direction. I mean a beam in this direction. So the load of a wall will be taken by the beam. So here also you have a wall, but it's a very small wall, right? So you can rest it directly on the ground. You don't have to put a beam here, right? Now coming to this part, you can see here, there's a bathroom here, and this is a living area, and you have a wall here. So again, I feel I should put a wall here, and even the length of this wall is more. So I'll be putting a beam in this direction, and I'll be putting a beam in this direction. That's it. This is how a framing for a beam has to be done. This is called as beam framing. Beam framing. I'll write it in this way. It's called as beam framing. The same thing I've done it here with the help of AutoCAD. Let me show it to you. Yeah. So I'll take it out. Let me clear everything. So can you see here? The one which is in green color, this is my beam 1, this is beam 2, this is beam 3. I put a beam here, I put a beam here, I put a beam here, a beam here, a beam here, and I put a beam here. Okay, here also we need to put a beam. I forgot to tell that. Yeah, right. Here also we have a wall, right? Try to put a beam here as well. So we have put a beam here as well, right? And this entire thing we have put a beam. Forget about this part. We are not doing all those things in this model since we have only 2 hours of a demo. I cannot do everything here. So we'll consider only this part, right? Yeah. Now quickly we'll do that. I'll go to the ETABS now. We have not defined the beams, right? So let us say I'm making use of a size of a beam as 230 mm. Let the size of my beam be 230 mm, and by 300 mm. That is also okay. I'll take it as 9 inch by 12 inch beams. Okay. Now there is a lot of thumb rules to follow, but as of now, we'll not try to get into thumb rules. I'm taking a random value that is a 230 by 300. I'll clear this. I'll quickly go to the same option, define section property, frame section, and again it's a add new property, and again it's a concrete section here. And now let me write it here as B. So B, and it will be again 230 by 300 mm, and let us say the material is again M20 grade, and coming to this part the depth is 300, so write 300 here, and the breadth is 230 here. And now come to this option called modify, and here now this time I'm designing a beam, right? So I have to click on this beam, that is M3 design only, and coming to the longitudinal bar, it will be HYSD 500 grade. The confinement, that is a stirrups, is again 500. And about all these things we'll try to see it later, and I'll say okay, I'll say okay, right? And I'll say okay. So my beam is also created. What I'm gonna do, you can see option here, draw beam or column, click on that, and now here try to change the property to beam. And now what to do, again make use of this all story option. All story is activated. I'll click here, From this grid to this grid I need to draw a beam, and from this grid to this grid I need to draw a beam. Again from here to this column I need to draw. From here to here I need to draw beam. From here to here I need to draw a beam, right? And from here to here I need to draw a beam. Now can you see everywhere I have drawn the beam, right? So beams have also come. But again in the interior part also we need to draw certain beams, right? So how do we draw that? So for that I'll take you to the AutoCAD plan again. We have to measure the distance now, right? Now quickly I'll show you how to measure that. We'll take this option, linear, and let us take from the center only. I'll take from this center to the center of this. Measure it. It's 6 feet 9 inch. This beam has to come at 6 feet 9 inch. And then I think this beam we are not modeled. We'll try to model it quickly and come back. Yeah, you have to put a beam here as well. Yeah, so I've modeled this beam here. Now we'll try to see what is the dimension there. Yeah, so it is 6 feet 9 inch here. This we need to draw. Similarly, let me try to measure this as well. I'll quickly take from the center to this center of this beam. It is 5 feet 5 inch, and from this center, okay, yeah, from the center of this column to the center of this beam, let me measure it. I'm taking randoms here. Okay, it is 4 feet 7.5 inch, and then yeah, rest all are done. We'll quickly model this. So it is 6 feet 9 inch here from this column. So what I'm gonna do, I'll go here. I'll make use of this beam option. This is the beam option what I have. Now here you can see something written plan offset in it is written, but our answer is in feet now, right? So what I can do is I'll go to the units, and from here I'll take it as US default again. So let me convert it to feet and inches, and we'll try to see that. So I'll take this beam option now. So again now it is coming in inches. Now again it's a difficult task for us because here it is in 6 feet 9 inches, but he is asking us to put in inches. So we know that 1 feet is equal to, so we know that 1 feet is equal to 12 inches. So we have 6 feet here. So what we are going to do, 6 into 12. So it comes out to be 72 inches. 72 inches plus 9 inches. So it comes out to be 81 inches. So I'll go to ETAB and I'll say here 81 inch. Okay. And I'll say enter. And now select it from here. Select it from here and put it here. You can see the beam has come here, right? Similarly, you'll go to the AutoCAD again. What is the next thing given to us? Again, the next thing is that this particular beam from here to here, it has to be 5 feet 5.5 inch. So let us consider this to be 5 feet 6 inches. Again, we know that 1 feet is 12 inches. So 5 feet is 5 into 12 is 60. 60 inches plus 5 feet 1.5. I'll take it as 6 inch here. Plus 6 if I do, I'm getting 66 inches. So what I need to do, I'll take this beam option again. Again, I'll say 66 here and say enter. And now try to put from here, right? Yeah, from here I need to put it. So and drag it in this way. So can you see the beam has been created? Similarly, there is one more beam that we need to put. I'll go back here. And what is the distance given from this column, from the center of this column to here? It is 4 feet 7.5 inch. We'll consider this to be 4 feet 8 inches. You can do like that. You can try to take a little higher only. So again, 1 feet is 12. 12 into 4 is 48 inch. 48 inch plus 8 inches comes out to be 56 inches. So what I'm going to do, I'll take this beam option again. And this time I'll input 56 inch here. And I'll say enter. And from here, I'll draw it in this way. So can you see a beam has been created, right? So whatever model we wanted, no, the same thing we have created it here, right? It's the same layout what we have created. I feel there is nothing left after this. This part is done, this part is done, this part is done, this part is done, this part is done. Yeah, everything is created. So your beams are also created, columns are also created. The next is to define the slab. Now let us consider I'm using a slab thickness of 125 mm. I feel that is sufficient, that is 125 mm, which comes out to be 5 inches. Okay, so I'll clear this. I'll quickly go to the define option and I'll go to section property, and this time I'll take slab sections. And by default, two slabs are there. If you want, you can delete that, select on that and delete the property. And now let me add a new property, I'll name the slab as slab 125, slab 125, and slab material will be again M20 grade. And here we'll consider it has to be a membrane. And now we want this slab to be a two-way slab or one-way slab. Right now we'll consider all the slabs are two-way slabs only. So I'll not click on this. If it is a one-way slab, I have to use this as use special one-way distribution. And what about my thickness? So this 125 is in mm. I want it in inches. So we know that 125 mm. If I want to put it in inches, we know that 1 inch is 25.4 mm. So if it is 125 divided by 25.4, so it comes out to be 5 inches. If I try to put this, it comes out to be 5 inches, right? And I'll say okay here. And I'll say okay, your slab has been created. Now to model the slab, what I'm going to do, you can see option here. This is the first option, draw floor or wall. I'll click on that. And from here, I'll select it as a slab. So it's a slab 125. Click on that. And now what you need to do, click on this grid point A, C. From here, drag your mouse and click on this grid. And from here, click on this particular point. From here, try to click on this particular point and right click your mouse. So your slab will be created. Similarly, we'll make use of a second option. You can see the second option here. This is a draw rectangular floor. I click on that. And again, the slab 125 is selected. If it is not selected, come here and take it as 125. And now I'll click here. And now I'll drag my cursor in this way. And I want to stop at this point and I'll stop it. So my slab is put here. Similarly, I'll make use of a third option. There's another option here, quick draw floor. I'll select on that. And again, slab 125 is selected. And just I'll keep it here. If I keep it here, no, what will happen? Everywhere the slab is created. But I don't want everywhere my slab to come because I want my slab to come only in this part. Then this option will not help me. So what I need to do, I want to delete this. I'll click on this and I'll say delete, right? And now I'll take the second option only. Again, slab 125 is created. I'll select on this point, okay? And let me try to drag my mouse in this way and leave it. Your slab is created. Similarly, select here, drag it, your slab is created. And let us go to the first option again. I'll make use of this. In the first option, what will happen? Each point you have to select. Like I'll select this point, then I'll select this point, then I'll select this point, then I'll select this point, and now right click your mouse. So your slab is created. But what we did, we selected one story. That is why only in one story, that is in story 3, the slab has come. Now if you want the slab to come in all other floor, what I need to do, you should have taken all stories and done. But since we did a mistake, again what we need to do now, we need to go to each of this floor and do that. Again we did a mistake here as well, because while creating the beam also we took one story. So only in the story 3 these beams have come, whereas here and all the beams have not come. So how do you rectify this? The simple way to do this is select all the beams that you have created. I'll select this beam, I'll select this beam, I'll select this beam, I'll select this beam, I'll select this this beam, this beam, this beam, and this beam, right? And select the slabs as well. I'll select this slab, I'll select this slab, this slab, this slab, and this slab. Now come to option called edit. In the edit there is an option called replicate, right? Now here we have a lot of things like linear, radial, mirror, and story. Right now we'll concentrate only on story. Click on story. Now it's asking us on which story you want to copy the same thing. So in story 3 we have created that. I want this to come in story 1, in story 2, and in story 3. With the help of a control button you can select all these things. Why I have not selected story 3? Because already in story 3 these things have been added. They're missing in story 1, story 2, and in story 4. I selected them. I'll say apply to that. Now can you appreciate this? In all 1, 2, 3, 4, within a single click, everywhere I've created my slabs. This is a 3D model what I can see. and this is a 2D model what I've created, right? Similarly, if you want to change the background of this, what you can do, select here. Okay, I'll try to take it out from here. See, if I try to take it out, this is only a plan what I have, right? If I want to see the 3D view also, click on this option, window list, add a new window. So this will be in 3D now. Okay, and if you want this also to be in a plan, click on this, the blue is activated, go to the option called plan here and select which story you want. Let us say I want story 1. I'll say okay. So this is my plan and this is also plan. If you want to convert this in the 3D, click here, go to option called 3D, select here, this will be in 3D. Similarly, if you want to add one more window, go to this option, say add new window. Now one more window will be selected, click here, and there's something called elevation. Click on the elevation and say you want to see from elevation B and click on OK. You can see a building from elevation B, that this is my base, a foundation level, my story 1, story 2, story 3 and story 4. So in this way you can make use of this option and try to see whichever color you whichever way you want. Now let me quickly try to change the background of this. I'll select this, I'll go to the option, I'll go to option called graphic colors and I'll go to option called display. Now you can see something here, it's a black background what I mentioned. Okay, let me click on that black only and I'll say okay. So can you see the background has changed to black color. So in this way, if you want to change the background, you can try to change the background as well. Yeah. So in the next lecture, we'll try to see a few other ways of handling all these tools, and then we'll try to quickly apply the load on my buildings, and then we'll try to do the analysis of this. I hope this is understood up to here. We'll see you back in the next lecture. Thank you.